Sup dudes? Thanks for stopping by. I'm Emily Alvarez. I am the artist and co-creator of Ricochet and the Fangs, and I wanted to give a little bit of background about how this project came about. So Jake Smith is my co-creator. We were introduced in 2019 through my partner Baltimore Rivas, who is a comic artist. They both do comics. They had met at a convention. So I was introduced to Jake and his girlfriend Zoe. They were great. It was so cool getting to know them. And then, yeah, at some point, eventually, Jake just kind of threw it out there. I've always loved vampires, and I was kind of in like a sexy vampire drawing phase, which I think might have been what inspired the question. But he was like, do you ever want to collaborate sometime? I have an idea that I think you'd be a good fit for. We should do a roller derby vampire comic. And I was like, what? That sounds so sick. But I had a full-time job at the time, and I was like, when the heck am I ever gonna have time to work on a comic? You know, it was a long time dream of mine. I've always wanted to, but anytime I got started, I just like kind of lost steam. You know, I didn't have a lot of confidence in my writing skills. But I don't know, the more I thought about it, the more I kind of thought, like, dang, yeah, a collaborative project would be really great, actually, you know, kind of sharing that responsibility and having someone that you can get feedback from and kind of bounce ideas off of, especially someone with more experience, sounded really appealing. So I was just kind of waiting for the right time to bring it up again. Lo and behold, the big sickness appears on the horizon in 2020, and myself and tons of people get laid off at the job I have at the time. Yeah, I was just kind of feeling a little aimless. I wasn't really sure where I should be investing my time. You know, I was unemployed for a little while, and then I remembered what Jake had said the year before. So I thought, okay, you know, great, I would love to invest my time into this. You know, I brought it up again, and he said, okay, we can start with character designs. And of course he has his own books going on, so, you know, I was going to do all the art. I got started on some character designs. I don't know, it kind of started, I didn't really know where I was going with it. And then it kind of quickly started evolving, and by the time I presented it to him, you know, he was like, wow, this isn't really what I had in mind. It's not really what I expected. But, so I thought it was really funny. His vision was kind of more like gritty, like maybe noir-ish, and then what I ended up with was very like poppy, inspired by some very specific things tonally, and it's not really what he imagined, but it's what we went with. And yeah, I don't know, I think pinpointing an influence for this project has been kind of interesting, because like my inspirations were very specific and not very relatable to a lot of people. Yeah, I guess where I took like 99% of my inspiration, honestly, was from an anime OVA series that I watched illegally on YouTube in like middle school, and it's since disappeared. There is like no way to watch it anymore. Cutie Honey. Like one of the many reboots of the Cutie Honey series by Go Nagai. And I love him. He's like my hero. But yeah, I guess that's where I took like a huge chunk of my inspiration personally. And then next would probably be, you know, other things that Hiroyuki Maishi has worked on, like Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. And then next would probably be Charlie's Angels, one of my favorite childhood movies ever. You know, it's funny when I thought about it, 'cause it's not exactly like super appropriate for children, but you know, there weren't really a whole lot of like action movies with female leads at the time, like at all. So it was like, it really stuck with me. I didn't realize that until way later, you know, like it's kind of like fun and sexy, but not in like it didn't feel like it as like exploitative as some of the other things I grew up with, you know? But anyway, Charlie's Angels is near and dear to my heart. It's super fun and like over the top, and super funny. And then next was the like I think the 2005 Josie and the Pussycats live action movie. That's where the main character's hair inspiration came from, like the color and the zoop 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 swoops. So as things went along, we kind of had the character design squared away and like the tone more or less. We started thinking about what direction we wanted to go in. I did more research into roller derby, the sport itself. And it's like super fascinating. It's so physical. It's such an involved sport. Oh my goodness. Requires so much skill. But as I was kind of doing my research, I thought, okay, I would kind of really like to get a personal account of like, you know, what are the biggest challenges, you know, what's it like, things like that. So I reached out to the one person I knew personally, as I'd kind of seen online on Facebook, that had gone on to join a roller derby team. And it was one of my best friends from elementary school. Her name is Precious Navarro. So I reached out to her and I was like, hey, could you please answer some questions for me? I'd really appreciate it. I'm doing research for a book I'm planning. And then I didn't really, I mean, we weren't really much in touch, so I didn't really expect an answer at all, but she was so generous with her time and her expertise and her knowledge. It was insane. She sent me these super detailed, in-depth messages, and then she also gave me the okay to base our main character's ethnicity on her and share her last name, Navarro. They're both Filipina, and you know, and she gave me some pointers about like Filipino culture, you know, things that I could include moving forward whenever we introduce our main character's family and things like that. So I really could not thank her enough for her generosity and her time. The only thing she asked in return was that I shout out her roller derby team, Kraken Skulls. Kraken, Kraken, also known as Vice City Roller Derby, also known as Miami Roller Derby. If you're in the Miami area, please go to their games and support them. They deserve everything. Precious, thank you so much for everything, really. As we kept going, I also started learning how to roller skate for the first time, and it gave me so much more of an appreciation for how much freaking talent goes into being a roller derby player, or just being like a good roller skater in general. I'm so bad. You see it in the trailer. It's rough. I'm a little rough, but it is a work in progress, as are we all. So yeah, it's kind of where we got started. I feel like that's kind of covers up until, you know, when we actually got the ball rolling and we had written everything out up until like volume 5 and all that. So we kind of know where it's going already. But yeah, thank you so much for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. You know, make sure you're keeping up with the campaign and whatever we're doing. And also, please make sure you check out Jake Smith's other projects. He is so freaking funny, talented, an amazing artist, a fantastic writer. Go check out his other stuff. It is so good. And yeah, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.